Can you hear that? That's the sound of Friday. Oh, yeah. It is Casual Friday, and today we are going to be nice and casual. So casual, in fact, that I'm 20 minutes late. And I hope you forgive me for that. But we're here now, we're doing our thing, and it's going to be great, I promise. And since it's Casual Friday, we're going to go for a little bit longer, and we might get a little bit less done. We might get a little bit more done. Because sometimes when you got that relaxed kind of feel to things, you could really get more done than you think. It's funny, sometimes when you press really hard, it has the opposite effect. But in this case, we'll find out. Hey, what's up? Not Manula. Thank you for joining again. I didn't want to pin that. Pin this. What's up, guys? Today, it's too loud. There we go, with the music adjusted. Hopefully it's not too loud anymore. Let me know. So we're going a bit longer today. Make sure you guys follow me on Twitch if you haven't already. Twitch.tv/codingthingsirl. I think that's right. All right, we're in business officially. All right, so I was thinking of how we can get this thing kicked off here. And last time we were looking at the inventory, and I was thinking that we were kind of wasting a lot of time waiting on the other modules to load, when in reality we could just load up this little piece of code right here separately and test what we need from there. So I think that that's what we're going to do today, so that we can really get through a lot of this coding and kind of try to keep it efficient, which is difficult to do on a live stream, but it's probably just something that I'm bad at. To be fair, I can admit when I'm bad at something. It happens. Everybody's bad at something. I happen to be bad at a lot of things. I'm very good at being bad at things. I'm a improficient person, whatever you want to call it. I'm proficiently bad at things. Okay? Now, since it's Casual Friday, I'm wearing my flower shirt. And you can't see it, I'm super close up today. I saw somebody else, a different streamer, doing that, so I'm copying that shamelessly. Maybe it's what I need to get more people in here. But maybe it's something else. Alright, so let's look at this code. When we run this inventory independently, outside of the main function, what we should get is a rendering of the inventory. Not that, that's main. So we'll go inventory.py. I guess that we could do inventory.addItem, since that's what we made as our function. Okay, yeah, here we go. We have two inventories which are disabled by default. So what we have to do is we have to call inventory.open. I believe. Hold on. Is that the function? Yeah. Open. There we go. Now we have our inventories. And this is what we were working on last time. So this will represent the vicinity. Right here. I gotta get rid of that other background. And this will represent the items in your inventory. So So it's very simple. And I think that the interface will be just drag and drop. Yeah, that's probably going to be the easiest. Path of least resistance here on Casual Friday. So, get our inventory open. Let's go ahead and comment out, or just delete out that background. Make sure we get a nice black inventory there. And let's actually change the color of it. Let's change it to black 33 instead. Yeah, more of a gray really, but I think it's a translucent black. Might just be a gray. Nonetheless, we can see our boxes better, and we're looking good to go. So how are we going to use this? Right now, all we're doing is in our constructor, we are calling a build vicinity function with 3 items here, but I don't see. It's interesting that I don't have 3 items in my inventory. What's going on with that? Is it because of the add item that we're calling twice here? I suspect it is. Yeah. Okay, great. Now what we want to do is we want to make it to where when we are dragging these items, we're able to drag them from right to left into our inventory, and that's pretty much it. They just are going to stay there. That is it. So I think that the best way to do this will be to keep track of these draggables, and we already have a way that we are moving them. I believe we could still just move them. Yeah, see? Oh look, we can even we can just move them anywhere on the thing. Yeah, that's no good. We need to snap into the actual location, and once it's in inventory, then we can only snap within the inventory. Alright, so what we're using is this default prefab from the Ursina game engine, and I think it's called Draggable, but I'm not entirely sure. It's initialized here, so there is, it's wait, no, that's the button, so that's not it. That's not it. In append, that's when we're doing the magic. So icon, which is, where's icon come into play? Where are we setting the icon? Drag and drop. So drag. There's, okay, so this is this is the class that we're using, the prefab draggable. Okay. And what sets it from right to left right now is this origin. And right now we've got it set on the right with negative 0.5 and 0.5. But then I think it's, so it's up here. I guess we'll define this as a global first, or a constant. So we'll just call this inventory origin left, and then inventory origin right, which is that. Alright, so this is going to become our inventory origin left, and this will become our inventory origin right. And we're doing this because we're going to use this again later, further down the line. I'm going to turn that music down again. I feel like I'm not being heard. You ever feel that way? That's how I feel. Anyway, Casual Friday. Gotta be nice and casual. Alright, in the spirit of Casual Friday, we will casually replace our other origins with our constants that we just created. And here's one right here. vicinity origin is vicinity origin right. And I don't even want that variable. Origin. Vicinity origin right. Oops. I gotta get that out of the screen. Keep clicking on it. Yes. This is very contemplative music. Yes. Yes, my sensei. We are coding Python. Alright. Alright, so we're comma, what, point something, right? Or comma 5? Where's the other origin? The one that I hard-coded in. There it is, in the arguments. The default origin for this should be origin left. Yeah, exactly, thank you. Alright, let's check. Alright, interesting. We've shifted over from one of our origins. And that's not good. I think that means we still have one hard-coded in. Ugh. Or this should just be negative 5.5, which I think is true. Is that right? Oh, no. Let's see, what's the deal? Inventory origin left. I mean, it's right when it's placing the item. So when I'm calling add item, this function, it's calling append, which is giving it an item at the default origin. So the left origin is like not, it's not left enough, and then the right origin is also not left enough. So they both need to be more left, huh? And then the additional part of that is that when we're adding these items, I guess there is no additional part of that. Anyway. I'm not sure. Alright, that is my origin right. That's good. But my... Yeah, okay, so this means that what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to use two separate variables because they don't line up. This is acceptable for my two inventories, almost. But it's not acceptable for my items for some reason. I don't know why. Nope, no idea. Yeah, no. I guess what I could do, we'll just move forward with the inventory swapping, as if that this is correct, and we'll correct it later. Because it is pretty much the right thing happening. Just not exactly in the right place. I mean, the default one, I mean, to the right, that looks good. Which one is the default one again? Here. Append, right? Yeah. And then, at origin. Create item at origin. Yeah, right there. In vicinity, we're using origin right. So I think that the origin left that we're using is actually the origin right that we're supposed to be using. And I think that's the big issue. So the origin right one, that should be on the vicinity. That's correct. But then I need to go and figure out what it used to be. And I'll just quickly look over at the prefab that I stole it from, which is on our Master. And then I go into samples. And then I go to, where do I go? Inventory. Yes. Alright. So here in inventory, we have the super constructor here. And we we have the origin of negative 0.5 and 0.5. No. I don't think that's right at all. That's what I have right now for that. So let's make the origin right just greater than that. Okay. And then the default when we're adding items, place item at origin. Item at, that's what I thought it was, at origin. Icon at origin, okay, whatever. The default one there should be origin left, yeah, that's right. And then our origin, jeez, okay. Keyboard ghost. And then our origin to the right is to the right. Change this to 0. And then the number across, let's change this to 5. See how that goes. Yeah, it doesn't line up. Huh. So, I mean, the inventory origin. First of all, let's get to where we can see both origins on the screen. Let's just do that. Okay, there we go. There's both origins on the screen. I noticed that the one on the right is still, like, I would expect that increasing that to 0.5 moves it more to the right, but it looks like I have the opposite true somehow. I think that's what it is. So the negative ones are actually left. And that's the whole issue. So this is correct to be left. Negative 0.5. And then the positive ones, I mean, I thought that from the beginning. Right? That's right. But where is it? Maybe it's just too much. Maybe it's positive 0.5 is what I need there. That's what I bet it is. Yeah, positive 1 works too. Did that appear to shift the whole thing over? The one on the left. It looked like the one on the left moved. Okay, what am I seeing here? And this is 1. Okay, yeah, that's still there. But this is... Okay, maybe I have that opposite. Maybe positive... Positive is in the left direction? How is that possible? So what are we looking at then? For the left, it would be 0. And for the right, it'd be 1. Yeah. That works too. Okay, where's it gone? One is that. What is 1.5 then? What is going on? Then what is negative 1.5? Okay, that's it. Okay. But it seems like changing the origin of the two draggables is not the right thing to do, or it doesn't yield the consistent results, right? I have to do it a different way. And let's see, where I have the draggable class, we're setting the parent to self. I see. I'm wondering if this is what I have to do the whole time. Let's just set it to its original origin pretty much, whatever. Origin left, origin right. That does move the entire thing. But I think that, yeah, so let's get it to where we can see both of them, first of all. They're overlapping, so let's fix that. I think negative 1.5 is okay here for the right one. Yeah, I think that's right. Ha, right. So I think that what we have to do is set actually the parent, right? Because in the case of the actual inventory squares themselves, the parent is the UI, the entire window. And then in this case, though, the parent is the square element. So what we need to do is we need to pass in, instead of origin, we pass in a parent. And then we'll initialize it to none. No origin. We're not going to pass in an origin. Instead, we're just going to give it the constant value. Put a little if statement up here. If parent equals none, then parent equals self, which it will do by default. Now, when we are doing build vicinity, we're passing in an array, and then we're calling create item at origin. And instead of doing the origin for the last argument, we need to pass in self.vicinity as the parent, not self. And I'm hoping that there's not an object-oriented fail among, or between rather, the self and one of its children. Technically, this vicinity should be not a child of the inventory. So let's just see exactly what kind of chaos that sows. Okay, first thing is what? What is this? Oh, okay, we forgot. Yeah. Forgot a little colon there. Can't forget your colon, folks. Can't forget it. It's important. It's too important. Alright. So now the items are appearing on the left because all of our origins are on the left. But that is not exactly what we want to do. Let's take another peek at the code that we ripped this off from. So when we are creating the inventory, we give it an origin of negative 0.5 and 0.5. And we're passing in the exact same thing here. So that should be right. We got origin right. Aha, we got origin left and origin right. And differing positions, that shouldn't matter. And when we are pending our items, we're doing it too far to the right. That's all I got so far. I guess it wasn't the origin thing, or it wasn't the parent thing, huh? I mean, it seems like that should have fixed it, right? I don't know. Let's try to change this to right in a desperate attempt to figure out what's going on. It's interesting how we're placing them in the center, right? It's interesting. What happens when we change the default parent to self.vicinity? Does it change the translation of our items? It doesn't. It doesn't matter what the parent is. Apparently. Ha! See what I did there? So that's no translation, basically, at the origin. So if we took our x and we translated it by whatever, 0.5, yeah, sure. Well, they're kind of just all on the same spot, huh? Well, we don't want that, and we don't want that. But we do want to try the translation again. Negative 0.5. Interesting how they all stack. And that's only just from doing that little subtraction, huh? What is this? What did I do? Did I forget a comma? I don't know, did I? Where is it? Perhaps I did. Perhaps I forgot a comma on 128. Perhaps. Yeah, I see it now. Alright. So just subtracting 0.5 from that x. Does that make x constant? Is this number a constant number? Is that what that is? What number is it? It can't be constant because it's shifting. If it was constant, then what would be changing? I'm trying to figure out why subtracting 0.5 from whatever this is would yield the same number every time. Doesn't make any sense. Alright, let's go back. 0.5, 0.25. Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure that those would be commutative as well. Why would, are we in the wrong, Yeah, no, we're not on the wrong thing. I mean, let's try it again. Minus 0.5. Is it because this is the z? No. Oh, is it because, okay, yeah, so when we change the x, the free spot function doesn't know about it. Yeah. If we did it in like a total translation, we'd have to know about it on that, this guy. Find free spot. Oh, I see. So really this function needs to know if we're dealing with vicinity or the other one. I don't know. Having the vicinity as a child on inventory is a pain in the ass. So I'm just going to make inventory a class and then have a my inventory and then vicinity. And then they will be able to share their items. Pretty easy, I think. Hopefully not. Hopefully it's easy. We do have to do a drag and drop between the two of them. But I think that it's simple because we're just changing the positions of the icons or loading a new one or whatever. We'll figure it out. This right here does stand. And I think that all we really need to do is just have a remove function, and then we can use the other existing functions to create interoperability between inventories. Alright, so we have a pen, we're keeping that. Create icon at origin. This is not something we're about to keep. We can rename it to create icon. Nothing about parent is going to change. Parent is going to be constantly self. I just realized that I never actually gave that a proper run. I never actually passed in that parent value, right? I never did that. I guess my question is, what happens when I do? Let's see. Nothing. Nothing. sure I didn't like forget to add it in somewhere else. So there's that. And the parent goes to being self when it's default. Yeah, that's correct. And then what else? We're doing it here on the vicinity. So yeah, that would have created the should have created some kind of separation between the two. It did not, because the origin is what controls the position, right? Isn't it? I mean, we can answer that right now. So our items are right there. And when we give them another, hey, Rap Lyrical Videos, what's going on? Thank you for joining. And what we're going to do is we're going to see if changing the origin will significantly change the position. Yeah, it does. You see, it moved it to the right there. It's not the same, like, addition as just straight adding it to the icon, unfortunately. That's lame. Coding things in real life. I made Tailwind SQL for styling SQL. Oh, it's good, man. Wow, Tailwind SQL for styling SQL. That's pretty smart, I'd say. That's pretty cool. I could definitely see a lot of uses for that. How does it work? Does it read the text, or is it just a series of Tailwind classes? How does that work? Alright, so this is the other origin. So changing the origin did significantly, like, change the positions of these icons when we add them, but not in the same portion as the distance between these two. You saw that. I gave them the origin of one, and it moves to here. I gave it the origin of other, it moves to here. So it's not the same. Something we're missing. I look like the Primogen. I'll take it. Not a bad looking guy. Alright. But this is obviously not what we want at all. And I think I'm getting hung up on, like I mentioned, the fact that we do not need this vicinity as a child of our inventory. This is more of an instance of our inventory. And so this whole icon and origin thing is a wrong turn. But we will create the icon at one origin, and I think that we kind of have to figure out what we're going to do to make these positions relative. Like, alright, well, if we place them on the same origin, and we make the right one, yeah, whatever, the same origin, and then we make the right one's position positive, does that reflect it over the axis? I mean, it looks the same. Are we even working with the right file? Hold on. We'll do a little sanity check. Change the background color back to black instead of black 33. Where is that? There we go. Sometimes I'll spend hours working on a file that is the wrong file. And that's why I've learned to do these little sanity checks, just to make sure that I am indeed working on the file that I think I'm working on. Because if I don't, I might waste hours and hours. Even seasoned professionals do that. Not that I am one. I'm pretty bland, not seasoned. So that looked good. I mean, what is the actual translation that we want between these? Is 0.6 good enough? That really moved it over. Well, okay, well, let's forget I said any of that stuff that I just said. And let's change the position of this vicinity, and then the origin. I'm not sure what the. I gotta look that up. What does the origin actually do in Ursina's entities? In the API reference, we have origin down here, and I don't think it actually does anything. Well, no, we proved it does. It actually does change the position. I'm not sure. I think that the origin should just be constant throughout the entire thing. And, like, here, this should be the same origin. Okay? And the translation that we'll do on X will be the only thing changing. So the X translation between here and here is going to be positive 0.6. So we'll call it X translate equals 0.6. And I guess that means that we can make let's see, we can derive the right, we can set the right position, or left, inventory left position equals that, right? And the next thing that we can do is set the right position, but derive it from that. Let's open that up. Inventory left position plus X translate, and then inventory left position, the Y, which is constant, because we want it to be on the same vertical level. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Is anybody there? Let me know if you're here. It's Casual Friday. Maybe I'm being not casual enough. Hey, what's up? Kush Brahmbot. Sorry, I had the chat overlaid with another chat. Let me try to fix that. I don't know when you wrote that. What's up? I still haven't figured out if typing in my own chat is helpful to me. This is not a good place for this. Hold on. I gotta move this over here. This over here. Yeah. Is that better? Yeah, I think that's a little better. That's gonna work for me. Sorry I missed you, Kush. Hope you're still there. Thanks for watching. Alright. So here we have our inventory that we've been working on for way too long. And we're still setting at that position, which is too far over. Which is odd. But our get missing position, or whatever it's called, is set properly. So that's good. Now the origin left that we're setting, though, is not the one that we have on the other file, is it? What is it on the other file? Yeah, this one we have negative 0.5. So what happens when we set that to that? There we go. Now they're showing up in the right position. God only knows why. Seriously. So if we're translating, if we have the same origin for this one as this one, and we're translating by the X translate, we can use that X translate in our draggable whatever position thing here. And we'll do that by saying, I mean, in literally the same block we can do it. What's going on with this? Is this cut off? Yeah, literally in the same block we can do this. If our parent equals none, and that means that we're not passing in the parent, so we're assigning the parent to self. So we don't have an X translate. So that means that X is going to be equal to this figure down here, x times blah texture scale, and then we can do else and do x, and then we'll add x translate, and that's for when we are passing in our vicinity items. Oh god, it's terrible. No idea why adding to this number is creating such an issue for me. Adding, not multiplying. Adding. Oh, well, to be fair. Yeah. Oh, okay, I see now. So we don't want to double do that. We definitely don't want to double do that. Single do or don't do. That is the operation that we are setting. Okay. So that's with the, which by the way, I'm going to rename this right now to create icon for parent. I know that in, 2 days time I'll be like, what the hell does that mean? Why did I name it that? So I get in ahead of time and fix it. Alright, now that I have it changed to the right name, this is changed to the right origin as well. So in theory, the last thing to do is to translate the X, right? Nice. Okay. I mean, almost there. I think that the X translate itself is not enough. We also need to add the entire texture scale. Or the entire width, really. But no, I mean the texture scale. Because I think that's going to yield... No, that was too much. X times 1 divided by the texture scale. And then... Shoot, I don't know. Plus 1. It is almost plus 1. But what is that number? I mean, I guess 1 divided by the texture scale times 4 times the doesn't that just give you 1? Isn't the texture scale literally 4? Plus. That should just be plus. Oh, wrong. Apparently not. That's almost right. That's almost right. Does the X translate even have anything to do with it? Yes. 3.5. I'm guessing at this point. I don't know. If the width is the texture scale 0, it is. Let's see. They're constant between the tune. Oh, thanks, brother. I appreciate the love for the music. Yeah, they took a while to make, but they're worth it. And I won't get in trouble or whatever for doing it. Alright. Interesting that the scale is at 0.1. Or 0.1 times the height and the width. Does that mean that we're looking at something that is 1/10 of the height and width? So maybe that's interesting, but no, I don't think that's what we're dealing with. X translate definitely comes into play, and X times this number comes into play as well. I know it does, but as far as what happens after that, it should be the entire width of the thing. Let's see, self that width. Thank you, brother. Thank you for smashing that like button. Don't forget, if anybody else will smash that like button, it would really help me out. Smash it up. Oh, hold on. Stop the music. There we go. Alright. Self.width. I don't know. Divided by 2? That might be it. Yeah. Maybe it's divided by 2. Half the width? I don't know. I'm guessing. To be honest. Almost there. Give you a few bars. How about this one? I don't rap, so don't ask. That's the only bar I spit. Let's see. I have no idea. X times... I mean, it's definitely like 1 plus that. Thank you. Thank you. 2. I'm fucking guessing, dude. It's not, it's between 1 and 2. It's 1.5. That's it. Why is it 1.5? I have no idea why it's 1.5. But that's it. This is the items in the vicinity, and this is the blah blah. Alright. So, it created those 3 items. Will it create more than 3 items if I tell it to? So let's see. Where are we doing that? In the constructor. Yeah, let's get a few more items up in our vicinity. Okay, yeah, there's the problem. It's not breaking the line properly. That could be something that I'm doing, but I don't think it is actually. I don't think it is. Find free spot. Let's do the same logic here. Let's say parent is none, and if parent is none, then we'll set parent to self. And everywhere we have self in here, we'll change it to parent. Not with though, I don't think, and actually not even there. Just children. Parent.children. The children of the parent. Oh, that's not a bad idea. A slot machine. That's a good one. I think that I'll do that next. Yeah, that's a good. It's good to like see what you have and then like see where you're very close to getting. And with the, yeah, you're right. With the icons, it would be easy to like do some cherries and stuff. And what is it, like 7s and all that stuff. That'd be an easy one. It'd be fun too. Just making money off people too. Let's make an online slot machine. I like it. I'll probably do that. Totally, dude. Let's see. Alright, that should be it. I have the parent, but also we need to translate the X's here to know that, let's see. I want to know why this is 1.5, but it doesn't. Whatever. 1.5 it shall be. Pragmatic play. Yeah, be a good one. This is not a very pragmatic play. I don't think this is going to become the next big game anytime soon. It's going to take a long time. You're talking about DayZ years here. Alright, so free spot here. We're just going to have to add to this number. What are we going to do about that? What are we going to do with the fact that it's not an integer? It skipped your message? That's weird, man. It's so weird. I have poor internet connection out here, and this streaming stuff is... I probably shouldn't be doing it. For a lot of reasons. Not just that. Oh. Why is this like this? Why? Why is it 1.5? That doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't. If I change it to 2 or 1, then I have an integer. And I should, I'd be able to compare that, I think. One plus whatever that is. Actually, you know what? That might not be necessary. If we just have the free spot going in and we are able to tell it, how are we doing this? So are we calling append for build vicinity? Interesting. We're creating the icon, but we're not calling append. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, this is where we're calling append for when we're adding the item, like when we're clicking the button. But we don't call find free spot here. Alright, well, then let's do that. Let's do the exact same thing all the way down, which sucks. But whatever, parent is none. And then if parent is none, then we'll do... I'm sorting by top chat. Right now? Oh, look at that. Damn. I guess it doesn't matter in the beginning. It doesn't matter. Like, how did it determine which chat was top? Somebody in there, like, I don't know. But yeah, alright, I fixed it. It's live now. I'm trying to see, is my Twitch one live? Yeah, I don't know. People aren't interested on Twitch. That's all good. Alright, now we're going to pass in parent here to the find free spot. And we're also going to pass it into this icon for parent function that we did earlier. And what's interesting is that we have drag and drop are both defined in this function. That's crazy. Man, Python kind of blows my mind sometimes. I don't know why you need to do that. I don't know why. It's not a class, it's a function. What is a function of a function? Alright, so we have a difference in behavior. That's one thing. But I kind of noticed that the items shifted. Like the origin didn't really matter as much. Am I going crazy? Or can we just get away with this now? I try to do. I guess if I just copy this here, you won't tell anybody, right? Yeah. I don't think you will. Changing the parent has had a pretty significant effect on it, right? That's what we're seeing. The default parent is none, so the default parent is self. And then when we do build vicinity, instead of doing create icon for parent, what we want to do is self.append. Right? And then we're passing in self.vicinity as the parent. And the second number that we're passing in, these are X and Y. Okay, I remember being here before. So Y is going to equal I filmed from my phone. Just so you know, I filmed from my phone. But yeah, I don't know, dude. I see your messages. I can see them. I don't know which ones are not going through. Also, I can't worry about that right now. All right. No, it's my phone. My phone's pretty badass. It's blocking some of your messages. You're being shadow banned. Alright. So the X is going to be equal to Y almost. Not really. We're going to say... I think it'll be what? 4 modulo Y? I don't know. It'll tell me here if I try to do this. Yeah, that sounds right to me. I don't know. It's casual Friday. We can let the program do a bit of the work. Just a bit of it. Stupid program. Can't do anything right. Alright, but the Y... I mean, if we set the X to just Y, will that translate it? I don't think it will, because I think there's now an issue with my X, with my find free spot here. Let's see that. What have I done for this? Let's see. If I set the vicinity to just self, does that fix it? No. It doesn't. So I need to figure out where I broke this, basically. Also, probably move on to something else, because this is something I'm just not understanding about these positions. It's very slippery, you know? I like that that's working. Okay, that's about the extent of where I like this. I think my instinct of creating inventory as a class and then having it extended as a vicinity or a my inventory is the right. All right, man. Well, take it easy. All right, later. Is the right approach, and we'll save ourselves from a lot of this headache. I think. I feel like it's right around the corner, and the root cause of this really is that I don't understand the positioning. But it could be some other object-oriented crap, and I really need to rule that out, because if that's really what it is, I need to know. There's a simple way to figure this out, I'm sure. Let's just comment out most of this. Like, most of it. Alright, we can keep that. We can keep that. Let's get rid of that stuff. What are we doing with the quarks there? Set attribute self. What is this? What is this? Can we get a... We'll explain this. Yeah, what is this? Set attribute function, Jesus. And value has its arguments. Functions built-in Python function that lets you set the value of a specified attribute of the specified object. What's the value? It comes from items. Items, huh? So is that like if I pass in items like that, will it bind them? Will it come through? I don't know if it did that or not. I don't know if those are my items. Well, what's this? I don't know what that does. Let's see. So this is me building the vicinity. And it says Quarg's items. Yeah, no, that's not working. Alright, I am doing this finally. I'm cutting this up. This is not going to take any more of my time up. Alright, so this position, let's get rid of all this stuff. And the inventory origin, which you know what, I want it to be 0, 0. Why would it not be 0, 0? That's what's probably messing me up. I bet you that's what's messing me up. Anyway, background, I don't even want to set it. All close, none of that stuff about opening it and closing it and all that. No buttons. We'll have to figure out a way that we're going to control this from the outside. No vicinity. Add item. I don't think we want that either. Yeah, we don't want add item. Okay. Toggle. No. We don't want any toggling. Open and close. No. Find free spot. Yeah. Yeah, we do want that. That's exactly what we want. Append. Inventory full. Yes, we do want that. Absolutely. Find free spot. Yeah, we already got that. Create icon for parent. We will just create, change this to create icon. We don't care. We only want one parent. And it's self. So let's get rid of all this. Right. Okay, we need actually this part right here for our X value. Go ahead and place in that X value. There. Don't forget the comma. And what is this E here? I think I left that in accidentally. It's an accidental E. Accidentally. Get it? No parent. We are not doing that stuff anymore. We should be able to initialize this and see an inventory. But I kind of want to just go a step further, and we'll give this a position, right? And we'll set the default of the position to this right here. Items. I think we can set that as well. Not getting much out of that. Whatever. Let's see. So we could initialize this here inventory. I think that's, yeah. What happened? we don't have it open anymore. There we go. Position's a little whack. Why is it way up there? I think it's because I set the origin to 0, 0. Now, if I set the position also to 0, 0, what happens? Nothing. That's because I'm not actually setting the position there. Or rather, I'm not passing it in. Negative 0 is not a thing. And let's give it its position, right? Okay. There we go. Beautifully centered origin inventory. Like the whole time, that's all we had to do. Now, let's make one that's slightly to the left. It's annoying when you do things the wrong way for too long. Oh, it happens though. It happens. I gotta be easier on myself. It happens. Okay. Let's see. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so I want to make sure that I can translate this in a predictable way. So if I go 0.5 on this, is it to the right? Yeah. And if I go 0.25 on the negative range, what is that going to be like? Great. Now, exactly how many squares shows up in this is something that we can pass in. See what happens when it starts looking ridiculous. Alright, well, I guess that's not correct. The scale is set to width and height times 0.1. That doesn't seem right. Yeah, it doesn't seem right at all. Shouldn't it be 1 divided by the height and the width times 100 maybe? I don't know. 0.1 is pretty low. Changes the aspect ratio of it, but it keeps it consistently sized, right? Well, I guess it doesn't. Just changing them to 1/10 of the width and the height. Okay, well, I guess that does make sense. Where is it setting the texture scale? Oh, here? Yeah. So the texture scale is set to width and height. And then the scale should be decreasing as the width and height increases and decreases, right? Sounds a lot like the inverse, or 1 divided, the reciprocal, rather. Reciprocal of the width and the height. But instead it's just multiplied by 0.1. I think what we want to do is specify that we're doing the rows and the columns here. So instead of width, we'll go rows and columns, or just calls. And the scale, I'm telling you, the scale should be constant. This should be a, let me see, hold on, what does that come out to? Width is not defined. Yeah, I need width. Let's revisit this later. I don't want to get too hung up on this width and height and the number of columns and all that stuff. But if I do change this to 10, for instance, I will have 10 squares, right? Yeah, so 7 and 4, that's okay. I'm not going to worry about it too much. So we have self.width and height and blah, 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 blah. This is good for a single inventory. Okay, so this is going to be the inventory. And it's specifying that these are the items in the inventory. Alright, but we want to be able to not build the vicinity, but we'll just say add items. Not add item. I don't think. Let's see. Add item. Yeah. So I think we just append these. And yeah, I guess it doesn't need to be defaulted there to 0 and 0. I don't need to get hung up on that. But what we're going to do is we're going to add items to our vicinity. Vicinity equals that. And we'll alter the position to, I think it's negative 0.50. And then we'll say vicinity, add items, all those items. What have we done here? Oh, is it are in an unindent level. What have we done here? We don't have a create icon anymore. Yeah, we renamed it. We renamed the call, but not the function itself. Inventory origin left. Yeah, we're just gonna go with the 0, 0 there. Okay. All right. First thing, let's get rid of the 10 column height. Change that back to 7. Like we had it. And the second thing is the items that we're adding to the vicinity are not being added in the correct place, unfortunately. Yeah, so they're being added to the inventory on the right, or on the left, that is. That's not right. And so if we move this over just another smudge, we can confirm. Well, they both moved over. What's up with that? What's up with that? What even just happened? Like I said, that's negative 0.5. The original position is 0.25. So I think the one that we want to go here is negative 0.25. There we go. Yeah, they're kind of touching almost. And then the items that we're adding here, their position is kind of incoherent. So I'm wondering what's going on there. But they are changing in their origin, I guess. Yeah, no. Trying to see how this makes sense. And it doesn't. Let's just negate it. Let's negate the X, which is probably going to put them all in the same spot again. Not quite. Interesting. I guess because negative 0 is still 0. When we're in the 0 position, we get 0 every time. It's unfortunate that this didn't work. Because now we have two different objects here. We have our vicinity and we have our inventory. We're changing the position of one, and that works. But when we're adding the items, it seems like there's some hard-codedness in there. Or something. Like when I go back to, like if I just remove these, are my items back being in the same okay spot? No. We gotta go back. Where were we when it worked properly? Okay, there's something. it's in the middle there. That's good. I'm happy about that. Let's try to just add some items here. No. Append. A bag. A borrow. What is that? Okay, so we forgot to rename again this create function to create icon, which we renamed because it's no longer for the parent. We keep repurposing it. Inventory left, that's not defined. That just comes out to 0, 0 now. All right, there we go. But they're not in the right spot, and I'm guessing that they never were. Let's just walk it back, and we want to make it to where the items are adding in the correct spot, and then we can call that the 0 point, and then we can move forward from there. Alright, great. So this is where the items are adding in the correct spot. Now, without changing any parameters or anything, let's just remove the vicinity. And the things also that I don't think that are going to mess with this. I'm going to keep the button, remove that, keep add item. We don't need toggle, we don't need open or close. I'm not going to rename anything right now. We don't need build vicinity. We just want to make sure that we're still able to add these items the way that we have been doing from the start. Self.close, that doesn't exist. That's an constructor. Let's get rid of that. Inventory.open, also got rid of it. Goodbye. There we go. Now we're adding to our inventory. Okay. Now the question is, when we change the position right here to a positive position, do our items follow? They do. Simple enough, right? Now, how do we change that? So, the position that we're passing in here is what? Or that we intend to pass in is negative 0.3, that number. So let's make this a keyword argument. And we'll pass it in here. And taking baby steps, let's just make sure that they're still functioning properly. Great. Alright, the next thing that we want to do is translate this over and make sure that it is still working properly. So here we're doing the same thing, except we're passing in a position. So far, so good. Okay. Now, let's change things up a little bit. Let's make this relative somehow to where the button that we're adding in. Here, why don't we just do this? We'll just move this button outside of here into our main function. And we'll create one button here for now, taking our incremental steps. We'll set the onClick to inventory.addItem. And that's it. That's all we'll do for now. Let's just check and make sure that that button will still work for us. Yeah, we don't need that. So let's get rid of it. Okay, we still have a working button. If I take this button and I comment it out, does my button go away? It does. It's good news. It's really good news. The weather's changing. So here's our inventory, right? And we're going to give it no position. And then we're going to create our vicinity. and we're going to give it this position. And for our button, which we'll re-add right here, instead of doing inventory add item, we'll do vicinity add item. Doesn't that make much more sense than all that crap we were doing before? And look, it works. Let's see if we can have 2 buttons. This one's going to have to be lower. Lower than... Yeah, it's probably 0.5, but it's probably fine. Let's make this one red. So our red one is going to be as... whatever. It'll be like right to left. Yeah, you get it. Yeah, not much to explain. This one adds to the vicinity. This one adds to the inventory. Just as you would expect. It's so much simpler than, you know, whatever I was doing. I don't even know what I was doing. I can't even remember. That's how dumb it is. Alright, so, good news. We're having, our items that we're having, whatever. So we have an inventory class. There it is. We have an inventory class. And so we just need to bring that together, 2 inventory classes on a menu class. Okay, and the menu class is what we'll make next time. I have to go get back to my regular job. So, thank you guys for joining. Thank you for the new timers, for the new timer. I try to watch the chat better next time. Probably do me well. Maybe I'd have more followers if I did that. Oh, what's up? I'm leaving now, but I'll show you the inventory. So, didn't get much done because of some mental blocks, I guess, but here it is. The vicinity on the left, vicinity on the right, the inventory on the left, and now that we have the basic scaffolding of it down, it should be a little bit, should be able to move further quicker next time. So probably in a few hours I'll get back on and really start hammering out this game and make it into something great. So I hope I see you guys then. Thank you. I hope I see you guys then in a few hours. Until then, peace out.